welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Jennifer DeLaporte, who is the transition coordinator for Columbia Public Schools. How are you, Jennifer?
Good. How are you doing?
I am good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Of course, I'm excited to have you here. So for anybody who's watching or listening to us, what does the transition coordinator for CPS do?
Yes, so I coordinate work experiences for individuals with learning differences. Each high school has a work experience coordinator. We call them a WEC. So I oversee the WECs in supporting students finding employment.
Okay.
So that they're better ready to transition from high school to adulthood.
I don't even know that I knew that there was a such thing as a WEC in the high school system.
Yep, there is. There's one in each high school.
Really?
Yes. And so they help me. They run a lot of the programs that I oversee. There's work exploration, which is a class students can learn about their interests. We would love to have guest speakers come and talk about the different industries that they're a part of and explain how did they get there. Students just aren't aware. Like they know, okay, I'm graduating. What do you do after that? How do you set up an interview? How do you job shadow? Those things. That's the point of the transition team, is to make sure that transition is pretty smooth.
How early do the students in high school get to be involved with the transition piece?
So actually the Missouri just passed a law. And so transition age used to be 16. They had to be included in the transition process at 16. And they're moving that down to 13, middle school. They want students more aware and talking about these things earlier. So a ninth grade student, again, we have a class work exploration where students can explore those interests. And then once we have an idea of like what they want to do, then we can turn that into experiences. So is that an internship? Does that look like one block during your schedule that you go and you shadow, or you go and you volunteer? Do you need more support with a teacher coming with you? So it looks a wide range of ways that we can support students.
That feels like really smart to me. Yes. Like to lower the age.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, we expect kids to decide if they're going to college. Not all kids are, but like if they're going to college, we expect them to make that decision like early. 17 years old or 18, which I always am like, do you really know?
When I was 17, 18, I had no idea.
Girl.
And I was not in education. So.
Right. And so I think talking to kids younger about that in the school setting is really smart.
And letting them know, like, you can change your mind, but we at least need to have some idea, and then we can work that plan until that plan no longer works, and then we can figure out something different. But just going out and, like I said, transitioning into the world and not having some of these skills related to having that job experience, our kids already have some barriers, and so that just increases that barrier to them accessing those opportunities.
That's very smart. So for you, what does a good partnership look like for you?
So I really, when talking with business, I wanted to let them know that like it can look however they need it to look, in the sense of we have students, they are ready to work. Some of them don't have as much experience as others, but we can do a one-on-one. So a student could come and intern during the day. Again, it would just be during one block. We have a partnership with MU Healthcare. We have students who come third and fourth block, so that just means 2 blocks out of their day. So from 1 to 3 students are working. We can do like a whole class comes, so like 5 to 6 students come with a teacher if those students need more support. And so it just looks however you want it to look. We can be flexible. We just need the opportunity to get there. Because I think sometimes people hear students and they're a little leery of what that looks like, liability, those type of things. But CPS does have liability for our students and our teachers. We just need the opportunity to get into these businesses and allow our students to gain some skills.
Do you have any particular areas that you're looking for, or?
Yeah, so it's a wide range of students have a wide range of interests. Now everyone wants to be an influencer. But so we're looking, but they want to get into like makeup industry or retail. We have a lot of students interested in animals. And so working with some animal company where, I don't know, we could do, and we just have to get creative about what students can do. So I understand there may be liability about working with directly with the animals, but maybe we could help clean cages, or we could, sweep up around the shop. We can replenish some, stock some shelves or things like that. We just got to get a little creative about how we can get students involved. But there's a will, there's a way.
I understand that. And so essentially the best thing to do, it sounds like, is to reach out to you.
Yes.
And to see what can be worked out.
Email me and say, hey, we're interested in having some students work for our business or volunteer with us. And we can, all the logistics and things I would coordinate. And then we would connect you with the work experience coordinator and with the students. We can help interview students. So it's very, we're flexible because we just want the opportunities, I guess. So
you want opportunities for the kids?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so your email address, so for anybody who is listening and not watching, what's your email address? My
email address is JDelaporte, DELAPORTE @cpsk12.org. So JDelaporte @cpsk12.org.
Okay, so that's the best way for them to get in touch with you. Mm-hmm. And so again, you are looking for businesses, large or small?
Any size.
Okay, any size businesses who would be willing to have some CPS students, one or maybe multiple.
Yep.
Come into their business and work or volunteer.
Yes.
Because ultimately, you want to expose these kids to some experience, some opportunities, so they can get in there and see if it's something that they're interested in.
See if it's something they like. And so, even, like I said, as an adult, my first major was health and human performance. Clearly, I'm not doing that, but I interned and learned that when someone is hurt, I am crying and they're crying and I am not helpful. Right? And so, but I needed that experience to learn that. And so we're trying to give students more opportunities just to learn what they're interested in and then give them an avenue to seek that out.
That is, I think that's fantastic.
Thanks.
And I am glad that you came here to talk about that. And hopefully there are business owners listening and this resonates with them and they understand how important that opportunity can be for a student to get that hands-on to see whether it's a fit or not.
Yes.
Sometimes what you don't like helps you know what you are good at.
Right.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for having me.